starting this shit.
Welcome to the Tipsy 2.
So my dad got this crazy little Yorkie in Fort Lauderdale when we were there.
We talked him into it.
Yeah, we talked him into it. We're like, you need a companion, blah, blah, blah. He had just lost a Yorkie, like, 2 years prior.
Sweet Winston.
And, so we talked him into Riley, and he was like, what, maybe 8 weeks old when we got him down there?
Oh my God, we were on vacation in Fort Lauderdale, and we walked past this cute little pet boutique, and in the window, literally, they had all these, like,
it
little...
was doggies and diamonds.
Yeah, it's the cutest... It was the cutest little shop, and, you know, you can walk right past the window, and the dog is in there, and I was like, oh my God, there's a Yorkie! You know, I was, like, trying to taunt him, and the dog... I could tell right away the dog was, like, extra rambunctious, because it would, like, grab the blanket and just try to, like, rip it up, and it wasn't, like, docile and, like, meek. It was very aggressive and, like, just playful and fun, but I thought, ooh, that's a lot of fun. But we were just kind of playing with your dad, like, you should get it, you should get it. Every day we'd walk by and be like, you should get, oh my God, it's still there, it's waiting for you, like, trying to guilt him. Meanwhile, it's like a $4,000 dog, but...
I mean, we saw it even before you came down, because my dad and I were there before you got there.
A week before me,
And Dad's like, let's go down see if there's any Yorkies. And we found him, and then when Rebecca came down, we're like, oh, look. And so then, like you said, we would take him back down there, and, we would go in and look at it, and he would wake up the next morning and be like, let's go see if that little puppy's there. And I'm like, just get him. And he's like, no, I'm not getting him. And I'm like, okay. Well, then Rebecca comes, she leaves. We're there 2 days. The last day, I was hanging out. Long story short, Dad's like, I'm going to go over to the beach and take one last look before we leave. Hour later, here he comes with a bag over his shoulder, the damn dog in the bag. And my dad literally looks at me and says, call the fucking airline and book this little fucker a seat. I'm like, oh my God. And it was the cutest little baby Yorkie, and it was so sweet. Mm-hmm. And now it is honestly a spawn of the devil. Like, it's
been the worst experience for her. Like,
it is.
I feel really bad.
Dog ever. Like, he's just a little over a year. His name is Riley. He barks nonstop. He bites my dad. Like, I went over to Dad's yesterday, and he had all these marks on his arm.
You have a full portfolio of dog bites and bruises of your dad.
And I'm like, Dad, and I told him, I said, maybe he needs a companion. And my dad's like, I'm not
so the next year, I was like, why don't you get a bird? Like, we were trying to talk him into a bird.
So when we go back to Fort Lauderdale in March, I was like, well, maybe we can take him back. I'm just kidding. Don't hate on me. Actually, my dad really does love him, and he
likes to pretend he's a pain in the ass.
Relationship. I can't stand that dog. And I'm a huge dog lover. I love dogs.
Of course.
But this
dog
Wait,
you don't love llamas?
I love llamas.
Like in the game?
But this dog is such an asshole. It really is. It's the biggest asshole. And, I think the reason that we talked my dad into it is because my parents had Yorkies for years.
Yeah.
And then, both of them passed away, the Yorkies, and I was like, Dad, you get a companion, you know, and like.
And from Fort Lauderdale, where you and your wife always went, it was just like a sweet.
No, this dog is.
He's a little.
Oh my God, he's so terrible. So my point being is, I went last year and bought him like this little tiny coat, and I was like, Dad, look, it's a winter coat for Riley. We could put it on him. I had to wrestle this little asshole down to the ground, and. I don't even know how I managed to get it on him, but he spent like an hour trying to tear this thing off, and finally I took it off.
You could get no pictures.
And he was jerking. It ended up completely shredded, and never again will I try to put anything on him or waste any money on that little asshole ever again. End of story.
The end.